Yeah. Okay, right here.
But
Say hi. It's on.
hi.
Okay. Airport, 1954, Fort Nelson. You sang on the radio.
Who?
You.
No, I didn't see no radio. I'm not Harry Russell.
Oh, Harry.
Harry did. I didn't.
Harry, Georgie, and
Yeah, I remember when they sang.
Johnny. What songs did they sing?
I'm a moving on was one of them.
Oh, right on, right on. So, when you lived in Dawson Creek, you seen the chuck wagon races there when you were a kid,
Yeah.
and Doug Streeper, George Streeper, them guys.
Well, they weren't racing there then. They were still up here. They were still kids too.
So, your parents are in Dawson Creek, and you come to Fort Nelson. But how did you know there was a job up here? Like, who told you there's a job up here?
I got a job through the unemployment up here.
And then you went straight to the airport.
Straight to the airport.
And how much was beer?
How much was beer?
Like
it was $1 a bottle if you bought it at the canteen.
Well, that's $12 a case.
Yeah.
That's very expensive.
Yeah, it was good, you bet.
American beer.
No, it's Canadian beer.
Oh yeah.
It was a Canadian base, not an American base.
So then did you help build the houses there or no?
No.
You knew Andy Grychuk?
Yeah. Worked with him. Silver Archer.
Oh, Andy and Silver are brother and sister.
No.
Brothers.
Oh,
Andy Grychuk and Silver.
Archer.
Oh, different, yeah. And so Silver was like a maintenance man,
Silver was a mechanic.
and Andy was the maintenance man at the airport.
And Andy was a operator. Cut grass and plowed snow on the airport.
He plowed snow, and then you come up and you start helping him,
I got on there to start with just as a laborer.
and that's where you met Steve Billers.
Yeah. He was there flying, yeah.
Steve Billers, wow, that's
He
pretty.
didn't even have his company for him then. He was doing another guy they formed it in shortly afterwards.
Uh-huh. And so
That was 1953 when I got there.
1953. So in 1953 there was Jean's Cafe. Do you remember Jean's Cafe?
Well, that was a long time later.
It was SOA.
Yeah.
Musquat Cafe, Ray Wing was open, 53.
Yeah. Musquat was there when I came here.
And they had Chinese food.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ray Wing was there.
Ray Wing.
Tom Parker's wife and Mo Dusa's wife was the waitresses when I come to town.
Yeah.
They worked there. Mo Dusa was the head guy at CNT, Northwest L then.
Yeah. So the airport would have been just gravel and it wouldn't be paved.
Oh, it was all right.
It was paved. And Steve Billers had like a single air engine airplane, and you'd fly around, and you'd fly with him sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then
Few trips.
how many people was in this town? Not very many, eh? Like there was no
I don't know what the population was.
like
Wasn't
that thousand, eh?
Yeah, it'd be probably something like that. 500 or 600, you know.
Yeah. And
In
then,
town, the rest was Air Force and Army.
and what about Old Fort?
The old fort was there, yeah.
And you'd go across in a boat.
Yeah,
There was no bridge. Yeah.
he had no place.
But
Enos Gardner in his 12-foot canoe.
he'd paddle across, eh?
Oh, he had a little lugboat on the back.
Oh, he did, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, after you worked at the airport, you went back to Dawson and bought a backhoe.
No. I didn't go back to Dawson. I stayed up here.
Uh-huh. Well, that's very interesting. You've seen this town really grow, and then we had the world's largest chopstick factory. We had Tacoma, Kenyon, and now it seems to be going back downhill again.
Yeah. We went from the top to the bottom.
So now it's going back to the top.
No, I doubt it.
Well, I wonder what's going to be in the future. Do you think mining?
Eh?
Because oil and gas is pretty much the only thing keeping us going. And they say usually when a war starts across the world is when we all go to work, right?
I don't know. Let's ask the politicians.
Yeah. Yeah. But you were a politician at one time, eh? You and Andrew
No, I
Silk?
wasn't. I was just a counselor.
You did not
There's
want
a
to run.
difference.
You didn't want to run for mayor? Oh, Harry Clark was the mayor back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the army was here and they had a radio station. We didn't even have CFNL. We didn't even have a radio station in Fort Nelson, just the airport army, eh?
Shit, we had airplane service, we had bus service every day.
Yeah.
We went backwards since then.
Yeah, the radio really changed. You know how the radio used to get out and talk to people and
Yeah, but it's the economy of the country, the world economy that makes you where you got work or not. Not the local people.
yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're just riding the wave and
We're just a service area. If there's no business going on, we don't get it. We got no business.
but then
You can't provide service if there ain't no business.
so in 1942 they built an airport, they built a highway, and you come here 11 years later after it was all built and stuff.
Yeah.
So the army was here until probably what, 63 or 60?
Oh, geez, don't ask me about dates. No good on dates.
But the army left, the US army left.
Oh, the U.S. Army was gone when I came here. All they had was they had a guy at the Air Force, and he was for what the hell do you call it? Border. He was border.
Border patrol.
For border.
Yeah.
When the American planes come through,
Yeah.
they had to check in with him and check in with the Canadians
Yeah.
to make sure they weren't doing nothing illegal.
So-
That was done right on the airport. That's
But I meant the airport had so many houses out there, and they had a hospital out there.
dental clinic, hospital.
Salaji?
No, the Air Force, the military one when I first came.
Oh, did Salaji? Did you ever go see Salaji?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
But my brother did.
yeah, Dean?
No.
Oh,
Bob.
oh yeah. Yeah,
He was a friend of Harry Clark, Harry Russ.
Salaji?
Bob.
Oh yeah,
Brother.
yeah. Well, Harry could really sing. I like his music, like his old
Oh yeah.
old style music. And then Georgie Bain would sing on the radio. On the
Good singer and a good guitar player.
yeah. And it was every Friday or something, eh? Every Saturday they'd play
Yeah,
music.
I think it was Saturday morning or something. They used to go in there.
Yeah.
Well, Mary had a Western show in there too.
Who?
Your mother.
Oh yeah,
She had her own Western show. On
yeah. And then Kubasa,
Western music.
George Smellick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had good channels on there. We had good channels on there, and then so 1970 come along, and this town really grew because the FNFI was going, and there was sawmills at mile 335 as well, right?
Yeah.
Like that Eugene used to work in the sawmill. Remember Eugene?
Bumstead had one up there when I first come up here. In '53, Bumstead's had a sawmill at 335.
Oh, is that the guy with one arm?
Yeah.
That's
After he ran through the planer.
oh, he lost her in the planer. That's Grace's mother. Grace's dad. Yeah, Grace's dad. Yeah, and but he worked hard. I remember him walking around the old fort and stuff like that. He got along fine. And then all the sawmills closed down, and right now it's 2022, and now if you look at Trans-North Timber, Dominica, whatever, they don't even have logs to cut, like to sell. They don't even have logs. That's how bad it is right now.
Yeah.
So times have really changed, and so the only thing could be mining or something to keep this town going, because we don't want to be just a gas station for the Americans.
I guess we'll have to dig gold out of the muskle.
Well, maybe Larry. Is that that guy's name, Larry?
Get the whatchamacallit? The big guy from the Yukon with his dredge, start dredging the muskle.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I meant there's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than that, Gerri, because when this town opened in 1942, there was no sawmills, there was no oil patch, but we flourished. So
We just survived, same as we're doing now.
yeah, we survived. Yeah, but it's
A little bit of tourists, not too much of that.
not too much now. And Yeah, I really like that music part, what they used to sing and all that on the radio and stuff like that. They play guitar and stuff. It's just all live, eh?
George Jones said country music's here to stay.
Was Georgie Jones ever in his town?
Yeah.
He was at the
I
Fort.
seen him when he was a young fella before he was ever become famous.
He was in the Fort Bar.
Well, he put on a show. I think probably over at
I like.
in the school in the auditorium. I forget where
Oh, the the old high school.
one of them, the old Rod and Gun Club, or the old Elks Hall.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard somebody say Georgie Jones was in this Fort Nelson.
Yeah, he put a show. He was a young guy.
Yeah. Before he was famous.
Before he had false teeth.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Next time I seen him, I knew something different.
Yeah. But then 70s come in and somebody said, Gerri, we want you to be a counselor in town. So you were a counselor with
No,
Andy
they didn't say that at all. I just went to a meeting and got,
involved.
yeah, they were having a problem with the water system. So I went to an improvement district meeting.
Yeah.
And I come out of there a member of the improvement district.
Oh. You got the water line fixed?
About 20 years.
Yeah. So what about
We
Landry?
got all that money, that dream money we fixed.
Oh, right, Dree. Yeah, that was early 80s. What about Bill Landry? He put in water and sewer lines too, eh? Stuff like that.
No, mostly gas.
Gas?
Worked in the office.
Oh, yeah. Well, they just had a rodeo in Dawson Creek this last weekend, and they had wild horse races where you get on a wild horse and you got to run around.
Yeah.
Run around the track, but it's not only once. Remember Fred Stanky and them used to get on Bob Keene's thing there, and they'd get on that wild horse and race, and that horse would be bucking. And Fred Stanky would do it, go all the way around, eh? And they had the same thing in Dawson this last weekend, and I think that's good. But it'd be nice if the rodeo and stuff would come back to Fort Nelson.
Well, it probably would if we had some people here, some money to go.
Yeah. You don't ever want to get on council again?
Me?
Yeah.
They got enough on there now. They don't need me.
Well, what are they doing though?
What are they doing? I don't know. Haven't been to the meetings.
Like you don't keep up?
You been to the meetings? See what they're doing?
I just drive around town and I see they're paving and doing improvements and they're cutting grass but there's got to be more to it than that, eh?
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment to be on council, eh?
Yeah, they got a pretty big budget nowadays.
Yeah. But when we worked for the town in the 70s, we'd only make $500 a month.
Yeah.
125 a week. And it's a heck of a lot more than that now.
Yeah, because they unionized. They're all on union pay now.
Oh, Shook did that, eh?
I guess he must have.
Yeah. Well,
The taxpayers don't like it, they can thank him.
well, we don't like the union. But I mean, the union, there must be a reason West Coast has a union. There must be a reason why Teamsters has a union. There must be a reason, eh? Higher wages protects you.
Yeah, the unions played a part in getting the wages, that's for sure.
So,
See, by the end of the year, if you like the union, they're all going on strike.
yeah.
When you got no water, no garbage, no nothing else, you can thank the union.
Hello, Darwin.
He don't know.
Yeah, so,
Sorry, I should have some lunch, you know. Well, you better. Well, it's still lunch, eh?
okay, right on.
Because I just come from the doctor.